In the world of AI, there are giants, and then there are the challengers, trying to shake things up. Today, we're diving into a rivalry that's not just about technology, it's about a global shift in power that could change everything.
You know, for a long time, the world of artificial intelligence has been dominated by just a handful of big names. Well, that's changing. A massive new contender has officially stepped into the ring, and they are not messing around.
So back in 2019, Huawei dropped a bombshell with its Ascend 910 chip. And the number that got everyone talking was this one: 256 teraflops. We're talking 256 trillion calculations a second. At the time, that wasn't just fast. That made it the most powerful AI processor on the entire planet.
Okay, so they've got the raw power, no doubt about it. But is pure muscle enough to really take on the reigning champion, Nvidia? I mean, Nvidia doesn't just have great hardware. They've built an entire world around it. Let's really get into this. So, what's actually powering this challenge? To really get what's happening, we've got to look under the hood at the hardware that's causing all this buzz.
The whole thing starts with the Ascend 910 series. Now, these aren't the kind of chips you'd find in your laptop. They're purpose-built monsters designed for one thing: handling the insane workloads of data centers that are training the biggest, baddest AI models out there. And here's the thing. It's not just about one powerful chip. It's about connecting hundreds of them. The CloudMatrix is what they call a supernode. It's a beast of a system that links up almost 400 of these Ascend chips with, get this, nearly 7,000 high-speed connections. It's basically a giant, unified brain built to train massive AI models faster than ever. So how on earth did Huawei get here so fast? Well, this was no accident. It was a very, very strategic journey that they've been on for years. What's absolutely wild about this story is the speed. I mean, think about it. They started out by putting specialized AI processors in their smartphones, a solid move. But then, in just 2 years, they took what they learned and scaled it up to create the world's fastest chip for data centers. Going from a phone in your pocket to a supercomputer in that time frame, that just doesn't happen. And this wasn't just a feat of engineering either. It was backed by a really smart game plan. They were super aggressive about filing patents to protect their technology, and at the same time, they were teaming up with universities to build a pipeline of future AI experts. But you know, this is like any big title fight. The challenger always runs into obstacles. And in this arena, Huawei is facing some of the toughest, most deep-rooted challenges you can imagine in the tech world. And right here, this is the heart of the entire conflict. It's not just a hardware race. Sure, Huawei's got the specs and a price point that's hard to ignore, but Nvidia has this incredible moat around their castle called CUDA. It's a software platform that practically every AI developer on Earth already uses. It's the language they think in. This quote really says it all. This is Huawei's biggest problem. You can have the best hardware in the world, but if people find it difficult to program for, you've got a major issue. Trying to convince a whole global community of developers to ditch the tools they know and love, well, that's not just a small ask. It's a huge economic and educational challenge. And on top of that massive software hurdle, they're dealing with some serious geopolitical heat, like US export controls that can block access to critical technologies. Plus, there's just the plain physics of it all. When you start linking together tons and tons of these machines, you don't always get a perfect performance boost. You run into bottlenecks and diminishing returns, a tough problem for anyone trying to build at this massive scale. Okay, so this whole thing is way bigger than just a rivalry between two companies. This competition is actually starting to split the entire global AI market in two. What we're really starting to see is the formation of two separate ecosystems. You've got the US-led one with Nvidia at its core, built on its incredible software and premium hardware. And then you've got this emerging China-led ecosystem with Huawei leveraging its aggressive pricing and tight integration. And as you can see, each one has its own clear strengths and its own major vulnerabilities. So why does any of this matter to the rest of us? Well, for companies, it means the whole tech landscape is shifting under their feet. They might have to figure out how to operate in both of these worlds. For developers, hey, Huawei's pricing could be a really attractive alternative to the sky-high cost of some GPUs. And for everyone, this competition is driving innovation like crazy, but it's also creating a ton of uncertainty about where things are headed. And let's be clear, Huawei is playing a much bigger game here than just selling hardware. Their all-intelligent strategy is incredibly ambitious. The goal is to embed their computing power into the very foundation of countless other industries, everything from manufacturing and finance to smart cars.
Which leaves us with this huge, critical question. As these two powerful tech ecosystems grow further and further apart, what happens next? Are we heading for a future with a single, unified global standard for AI? Or are we watching the birth of a permanently divided technological world? The answer might just be decided by this very competition.